Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku, a journey we take together into the world of East Asian pop culture in the form of a podcast. I'm Petey Rabe, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, is my tag team partner, my brother in crime, Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm in a mood. Getting in a mood, dude. I'm doing well, though. I'm doing well. Outside of my mood, I am doing well.
Yes, we're here. We're hanging out. We're excited. I just got Oreo, so I'm excited. For all the Android fans out there, I finally put my first sticker on my car. First of many. Back of that thing is going to look ridiculous by the time I get as many stickers as I imagine I'll get. We're here. We're hanging out. We're talking about East Asian pop culture. We're talking about K-pop and more. Of course, we start off every episode talking about what's new, what's caught our attention since we last gathered. And it's been a while.
Oh, lost audio.
Hello. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. That was weird. My mic has been acting a little weird. But yeah.
Ooh.
It's been a while since we last gathered, last hung out. So a little bit of a mini hiatus, but Kaz, in that
What's
time, what's happened? What's caught your attention?
In that time, a lot has happened, and I had a lot to choose from, and I don't know. There was just a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to start with Henry. Henry put out a new track. He's going to be putting out a couple of new tracks coming up pretty soon, and this one is called The One, or That One. And it's a kind of just a hip hop R&B track, kind of what Henry's starting to be well known for, and I like it. I think it's a pretty good track. It's one of the few that you'll be hearing from K-pop for a while that doesn't have a fucking tropical beat. So be excited about that.
Tropical House is taking over K-pop.
Yeah.
But it's an all right song. It didn't quite grab me. I think for someone who's been like wanting to desperately break out and like do his thing, the fact that his thing was Great Value J Park is a little bit underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But and I understand that this is a style. He's not the only one doing this style. There are other ones that do it well. I think you either want something a little bit more from the instrumental, or for him to bring something more in as a musician, or his vocals to be a little stronger, a little bit more, like grabby, a little bit more commanding. Like we're going to talk about it in a moment. Somebody whose vocals are a lot more commanding. I think like it's not bad, but it's a little at least I felt it was a little underwhelming when
I get that. I get that feeling too. That there's more. We've gotten more from Henry in the past, and you wish we got more from him here as well. So I can understand that. Like I can understand that feeling of wanting to have him give you more than just this. It happens to be that at the moment, but I think he's having that period where he's kind of doing what he needs to do, and I think we're going to get to a point where he is doing a lot better, right? Because remember, there was a time where we kind of were giggling about J Park, and now J Park is almost can do no wrong.
Yeah,
he still has his moments though, but
his moments. But
it just happens.
He could do nothing that doesn't at least entertain us.
Yeah.
Jay Park will always entertain us, whether it's for one reason or another. He will always entertain us.
He's an entertaining motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. All right, so I got a track from an up and coming, and I'm probably I'm not even gonna try to butcher this name, but Siwoon, featuring Siki, called Just You, who is a new singer-songwriter, producer, kind of this all-around talent. And this is, I think, his second or third track that he's released. And it's, I don't know, it didn't super duper grab me, but I always like talking about kind of newer artists coming out. And he's kind of a guy hitting the scene. And everybody's taken well to him, and I like his vocals. I like the beat overall, but this just kind of have that same thing to me where I wish there was just a little bit more here. Yeah. But I definitely liked it.
It's not bad. There's a lot to like about it. Musically, there's a lot to like about it. Like with his vocals, it's nothing revolutionary, and it's pretty kind of it's pretty. Bog standard, like as far as like a little bit of like a dancey R&B track that it would go on, it would go in between the maudlin tracks at the coffee shop when you kind of like, they don't want to bog it down with too many like down tempo piano ballads, so you just kind of pop this one in there because it's a little up tempo,
Yeah,
but it's not too much because that'd be distracting. But I think it's good. I think that there's a lot to like about it, and his voice works well. He's Jung Seun is kind of, he's contributing to a good effort into a genre that has many efforts in it, and there are worse. There's much worse, but
there are definitely worse. Yeah. I enjoyed it for the most part, and then I definitely want to go listen to some of his other stuff. So, and then that's what you always want from early tracks, right? You want them to make you go listen to the other stuff that these people are doing. So it's done that. So I'm definitely in, and I'm definitely more or less sold here. So
yeah. It was a good track to kind of listen to while I was like here setting things up. It was like had it in the background. Yeah, enjoyed it.
All right. So let's move on to the boy, Taeyong. We've been talking about this comeback since his last comeback, because it's always about the next comeback. But Taeyong is on the precipice of releasing a new album that I cannot remember the name of. Is it White Knight? Is that the name of the album? Okay. So it's called White Knight, and there are just some really good tracks already put out that just goddamn. I've never been the biggest fan of Taeyong, but I will say these last couple tracks are making me really enjoy Taeyong, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just my musical taste changing or Taeyong's sound finally breaking through to me. I don't know really what it is, but so we start with the first one, "Wake Me Up," a very ballady R&B song. I don't know. It kind of has this weird mix. But it's definitely good, and it's definitely something to listen to. And there's already like 100 covers out there. So
yeah, I think they're both kind of like emotional tracks, like in some sense, and a little bit more slower on some respect. But this one, specifically, this one's good. It has a lot that works well in the production. And the big thing is that Taeyong, no matter what, he has a nice commanding voice, and a voice that you can recognize. And I think he makes the song. His vocal skills, like it's what makes the song, I think, overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like he has really, really powerful vocals, and it shows really well on this track, "Wake Me Up." But I think "Darling" really, 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 really is kind of the so far the standout track for this kind of double release of what you're getting so far. So Darling is the other track released from Taeyong. And I think this one is the one that everybody's going to be talking about, I feel like, so far, until I get to go check out the rest of the songs on this album. And I've been wrong about these things before.
Very reminiscent of Eyes Nose Lips, like in that style.
Mm-hmm.
The instrumental is minimalistic, and it's just about him like expressing. But I think this one's a little bit better.
Yeah. I definitely feel the same way.
There's something really cool about his vocals, especially in this track. I think, and that's what I was talking about, like with Henry earlier. This is what I was referring to, where like Taeyong can take something that like the instrumental that's a little bit sparse, and just kind of is there to underlay him and shine.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a shine on top of that, and kind of command your attention with just his vocals. And I think that's what was lacking previously with what Henry does. I think he has some time before he can get on something before he can kind of really develop into something on this level on his own. But yeah, this works really well.
Yeah, no, it definitely is like. I don't know. It makes you feel like if you let it take you away, it makes you definitely feel. But I'm just waiting. Like I like these two tracks, and these two tracks are good. But you got to have a hype track. So I'm waiting for what the hype track from Taeyong is going to be on this track, because now I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. Because you kind of just gave two like ballads back to back. So like, and then there's always kind of this style of things with YG and Big Bang and all this stuff and how they do stuff. So this is definitely going to be something worth looking towards.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, what was his last, like, big, like, hype, like, exciting track since, like, Ring a Linga? I don't think that, because, like, Ring a Linga was a banger.
Yeah.
And then, like,
I guess Good Boy?
Good Boy, but that was basically him and GD, and that was basically GD using him to put out a swag, YOLO swag track. No, like something like last time it was Eyes Nose Lips and 1 a.m., which were both like super amazing.
Yeah, but Ring-a-Ling kind of like was the like thing.
He's trying to go back to that, wedding dress. like, I need a girl. Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to maybe if it does, hopefully he will put out something a little bit more banging.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I don't like these. I like these. I love these a lot, but I definitely want a banging track.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, we're looking at some of these tracks. I mean, he has a couple. Well, let's see. He does have a song called "Naked" on on the album. Maybe "Ride." Let's see. He also has a song called featuring Zico on the album. Owner Bum. Maybe that.
Maybe.
That being said, speaking of some of my tracks, not a lot. There's a lot of.
I think you hit your mic again.
Hello. Okay.
There you go. Oh.
God damn it. There you go. All right. Hopefully it stays that way. Damn. Not everything is like conspiring against us. God damn it. But so speaking of legendary groups and members of them, there's been quite a bit of music. I think the most of the stuff that not a lot of it has stood out for me. A lot of girl groups, kind of putting out tracks, uh, debuting new tracks. A lot of boy groups are new tracks. A lot of members of girl groups debuting new faces. Say a lot of the things in here and that, this and that, the other thing. But only a couple tracks I think like were caught my attention like recently. Sunmi, formerly of Wonder Girls, formerly once again and then formerly again of Wonder Girls, came out with a new solo track now that she's no longer in JYP. This time actually produced by Teddy of YG. So which makes for an interesting collaboration with Gashina. It's a cool track. I think that there's a lot to really like about it. There's a lot of cool energy to it. She performs really well and she looks great. I think you almost wish that the production didn't take over your attention during the hook, but like other than that, I think it's a really cool, fun track. And it showcases Sunmi's skills really well. What did you think, Kaz?
Oh no, I enjoyed this. Like I enjoyed like I've always said this before, and I'll continue to say this. I enjoy Teddy, and I enjoy when Teddy is Teddy, and this is Teddy being Teddy, right, on the production. But she holds her own against really good production, and that's what you want from an artist, right? This is the same thing we were just talking about with Henry, right? Like you want the artist to be able to show out no matter how good the beat is, and that's what she does here. Like it's so well done, like top to bottom, and I really like this track, and I want to hear more.
Like I like the fun of the track. I like the fun of the video. I like the fact that it's her being attractive and dancing really well, and then like parts of it's a little bit weird, but not not like all weird, but some of it is quirky dancing, and it works really well. There's a lot to really like about the style of the song, of the video, and I think this it's not going to be up there with Sunmi's more iconic tracks. Obviously, 24 Hours and Full Moon are like iconic tracks, like big time iconic tracks. But I think this is a fantastic new chapter for her. I think if you can take this and keep rolling with it and have her have more opportunities to kind of show what she can do as a singer, performer, and why she's shown really well as a solo artist before. It's gonna be nothing but great things. It's gonna be really cool going forward. Yeah. Moving on. Speaking of former Wonder Girls members, Hyuna. Hyuna is back with a new track. Something a little different. Something a little bit different. I think she's had some pretty good tracks. Nothing has really matched up to Red, as far as like the level of quality. But if she's been out there and performing and having a quality career on her own, now she's officially no longer a 4-minute member. She no longer has her backup dancers. I think this is the first comeback since the disbandment. Yeah, I want to say it is the first comeback since the disbandment. And this time, something completely different. This time, it's a little bit more of a song commenting on her image in the industry, but kind of like kind of painting it in a different way, kind of hiding it a little bit behind as a metaphor for like a relationship. In a little bit of like how her needing approval and how feeling a little bit like they keep making her feel younger and act younger, and a little bit of like the contradiction between like her public image, which is really cool and interesting. I think the song itself is all right. It's catchy and it's not exceptional, but it's really good. But I think what's more interesting is like what she's singing about and how really great she looks in the video. And she looks fantastic in the video. I don't know. What did you think, Kaz?
I kind of had the same feeling. Like I liked the content of the song, even though I maybe didn't really care for the music of it itself. Right? I liked what it was talking about, even though I was kind of meh on what it was talking about. But I'm definitely enjoying like what's being put out here. So like I said, it's not any of her great shit, but it's definitely something that like is still worth checking it out and listening to.
Yeah, I think the fact that she's now starting to make music and trying to make songs where she's a little bit more like commenting on things and doing a little bit more the adding a little bit more artistry for someone who's mainly just been a charismatic pop performer. It's cool. It's interesting. We'll see how she grows as a performer and as a songwriter, or as a song performer. It'll be interesting to see what she does going forward. But this is a cool track, at least for like what it's talking about, which is really cool. But yeah.
What else you got?
Let's next up. Speaking of former members of impactful girl groups, we have a new track by Babylon, or if you're reading the Korean Babylon, which is still confusing to me. Babylon with the track La 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 featuring Chungha, formerly of IOI, now a solo artist. This song is I'm not going to call it revolutionary either, but it's fun. It's a really fun, dancey song. Performed really well. Babylon is a fantastic vocalist and a really good dancer, as you can see here. And
yeah, one of the things in this video that stands out a lot to me is I really, really enjoy the kind of back and forth, right, of the kind of girl dancing, guy dancing, right, which they could have done just simply, but I like having the group kind of thing, right, like it's the group of guys and the group of girls dancing against each other, and then like everything kind of coming together at the end. Really like sold me on this track too.
And that all worked really well. Chungha was pretty fantastic. I think she contributed well in the vocals, and she was fantastic in the video, and looked great. There's a big reason why. Like she was like of the people in IOI. She was one of the, if not the person that caught my attention the most. Because I think her looks and her presence and her ability as a performer is fantastic. And she's hot. That's what I'm trying to say. She's hot. And yeah, I think overall it's just a fun track, a cool video. Yeah, the back and forth of it is really well done. Like the two groups of dancers going back and forth, and they come together, and it's all of them. Yeah, and it all works really well. This is like the dance video, but I don't know if there's like an official video. But this is the only one I saw. But yeah, you were about to say.
If there was only one thing that I would kind of gripe about, Island beat.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like when there's like a solid trend, K-pop, It's not going to end until it gets driven into the ground about 30 feet deep, beaten up on, dug up again, then driven down again, then dug up, dusted off a little bit, and then driven down again. This is the way it is, man. It's pop music. K-pop in particular.
All right.
This is
getting to...
all right, last track. Is Jackson put out a track in English, I think, mostly, or not all completely, called Papillon. He put it on his own. He's got his own Vivo. I don't know what's going on. If JYP approved of all this, I doubt it. Somebody, I think like JYP just hasn't been informed. Not JYP. Jackson Wang with under the backing of Team Wang, put out a song called Papillon. My only reaction is, and I put it on Discord, is, "Oh, honey, what is you doing?"
Look, we've talked about this, right? This is the thing. The kid from VIX did this too, and I can't remember that because I've erased it from my memory, and now it's coming back, and I wish it wouldn't. But
you don't remember it, but you know that there's a box in your memory that you know is toxic, and if it were opened, it would just flood back and hurt you emotionally. But you don't remember it, right. But you know it's there.
Like, it's just an expression of the style of music that you like to me at this point. I'm not really hurt by it or disturbed by it anymore. It just is what it is at this point.
It's something kind of like, it's interesting. Like, it's like, hearing Jackson singing about pulling triggers. Like, no. They ain't pulling anything. Like, no. It goes back to
his fun.
Yeah. He's having this fun. I don't know. It's like, what is it with? And I'm who knows if Henry will happen? Will happen to him if he ever gets completely freed from SM? Well, is it like, we saw it with Luhan, we saw it Tao, we saw it with Chris. What's it with our Chinese brothers when they go free and they're let go? They have free reign. They all go 200% YOLO swag. Like,
I think it's just because it's fun, right? The braggadociousness of it, like, to use that word, which I forgot is in my vocabulary. Like, it's people like being braggadocious, right? People like showing off their wealth. And I think that's just kind of what for some reason, that's what Chinese hip hop likes to gravitate towards, right? Where there's a lot more, even though what shows in Korean hip hop is the gutter stuff, because that's what other people kind of take to. But there's a lot more just fucking straight up hip hop in that, right? And I think this stuff comes across because of the connection to K-pop, right? So these people are very highly connected to K-pop, and then this is the way they want to show out, right? And it is what it is, right? We used to give Zico shit for it, but then after a time he expanded and he grew through it, right? By doing those kind of tracks. And now Zico's hip hop is amazing. And I think that's just what it is. You have so much room to show out, right? That you have these moments where people are going to see the things that maybe later on down the line you aren't super proud of, or you're just like, it was a thing to do a thing. Like, not everybody is always going to see the things to do with things that you do. But in this context where you're like, I just want to make a thing, people are going to see that thing because of it. You know what I mean? So it's just a rough kind of world with that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think fair enough. Just silly. Jackson, stop it. But yeah. That brings us to the end of the end of what's new.
That brings us to the end of that
new.
segment.
Yes. A crashing halt. We'll get over to our headlines. So join us on the other side, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Headlines. We talk about some topical topics, things that are going on, or things that went on since we've been gone in the world of East Asian pop culture. Let's check it out. Let's see. First headline. Oh, excuse me. CL crowns herself queen of album delays. YG says she's working on a comeback. All right. CL, a name we haven't heard in forever, posted a message in English, which has been, if you notice, it has been removed. CL talked about the reasons for the album delays. Promised new music soon and crowned herself the queen of album delays. There was a whole kind of post. She talked about thanked the people. I mean, there wasn't much to it. She thanked fans for their patience and support and blah blah blah. And then somewhere called herself, signed it off. Thank you, signed CL, Queen of Album Delays, things like that, which was cute. And then YG Entertainment then swooped in and confirmed that she was working on a comeback. And she kind of went through kind of like the phases and the fact that she'd been going through breakups in relationships and of course breakups in professional relationships, and that affected her ability to complete her albums. Which makes sense. If you're just a person making music, life can get in the way. Rather than saying that if you're transitioned away from just being an employee doing a job, and then you're just to a person making music, making content, creating creative content, life and emotion can affect that. So you can understand that. But it was amazing that she straight up just kind of acknowledged the humor of that. It would be amazing if trolling. It would be amazing trolling if this gets delayed or takes like 3 years. Agent Junkie says at the end of the article.
Yeah.
What is your reaction? What are your thoughts?
It's hard to trust when it comes out of YG's mouth, right? But I want to take life hit me at a hot moment kind of thing as genuality. Genuine, what the fuck? But it's just one of those things, right? I kind of believe that it is what it is. So I hope and I understand that she's just kind of going through a moment and it happens, right? So it just is what it is. You can't really, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't really blame somebody for having life issues. Fucking life issues happen, dude.
Yeah.
Just is what it is.
I have the transcription. Somebody who on Reddit says, "You guys know I'm not a big talker, but I want to thank my fans for being patient/impatient and for always being there for me. I promise new music soon. I want you to know that I'm on my way and haven't given up. It might just be entertainment for some people, but and this is my life."
And that sounds genuine as fuck, right? Yeah. That sounds genuine as fuck.
Yeah, and being in this industry since I was a teenager, I never looked back. I just went for it. Many sacrifices were made, but I always tried my best to balance my personal in life and CL life. Past couple of years, I went through some changes, both good and bad. I went through breakups from my love to my group, etc. I was completely broken. It was not east. It was not east for me because it was because this was all I had in my life. I managed to shoot my easy, so I needed time to heal, take this chance, and time for me to grow, to learn, to explore, discover, realize, and figure some things out. I tried to rush it and it made it worse, so I decided to let it be, so to take my time and see where it took me. I want to say I have the best team in the world, both East and West, working hard every day for the best of me. Can't wait to give back all the love and energy you guys have sent me. Quality over quantity, right? Miss you guys, and I truly appreciate all the album delay jokes. You guys are so creative. Lol. Love your internet mom, CL, aka Queen of Album Delays.
Yeah.
A nice message. A nice acknowledgement that people are like itching for to see her do something, but a nice honest explanation for why it's taking a little time.
I get it.
So
yeah, let's talk about some drama.
So Blackjack's Be Patient. Speaking of impatient fans,
oh my goodness,
this is hilarious. All right, 101 denied photo line at Music Bank after Stan's piss off security add to list of mess. All right, so I won't read the article because it's basically, so what's been going on. If you remember, there was a show called Produce 101. The first season was girl group. They formed a girl group called IOI. It was wildly successful. Only lasted a year, but that was the plan. Now all the members have, I think at this point, all of the members of that group have officially re-debuted in new groups or as solo artists, and they're all doing their thing. They recently had the male version, which Produce 101 Season 2, or as I love, my favorite nickname for it, Broduce 101, which is fantastic. Of that show, produced a group called Wanna One. It's so 11. I think it's still 11 members of dudes. They've been doing their thing, and we've kind of like and now we've got the microcosm of the difference between girl group stands and boy group stands. Because oh boy, the fans
I don't know if
ridiculous.
Like, I think it just kind of sometimes is group to group, right? Because this is here in I think Korea is kind of a special case because the boy groups are more popular there, right? So you just had to have these moments, and they're just really weird one-offs, right? Where the boy group fandoms are way more intense, way more crazy, way more fucking rabid, and just do crazy shit. Like, all the things that are like, if you want to have a good fucking read, go check out this fucking Asian Junkie article. This is a good fucking read of like what not to do, and then what not to do, and then what not to continue to not fucking do. Like, and they just, the fans continue to fucking do this shit somehow. And it is astounding. Like, that these people continue to just do these things and just think that it's fucking K. You know what I mean? Like, because they must be patting themselves on the motherfucking back, boy. Like, they are just like, good showing. We fucked up somebody. Let's go. Tomorrow we fuck up 2 people. All right? We're gonna fucking jump somebody the next day. Like, don't. And if you're not ready for the day after that, that's when we fucking murder someone. Like, that's the road they're going down. People are. This is gonna get to the point where people don't want to have this group on shows. Because their fans are causing just major issues to production and to neighborhoods and people and all kinds of things. Like I said, just go read this. This is just ridiculous.
Like, it links all
to
the
the point.
articles. Like, you remember, like, it links all, like, the fact that they got police called to due to crowd. They got police called on them because they had crowded around Weekly Idol, even though that wasn't announced as a thing that we're doing, and it's not a public, it's not a thing that has a crowd for it or an audience. Like, internal fandom fighting at Saturday Night Live Korea. Like there's like Sawsing's got into a fight, stealing magazines from cafes, hurting the group members, making the group's neighbors beg them to go home, making YMC Entertainment issue a statement begging fans not to harass and stalk them. And like the
at
latest
this point,
one,
right? Like, let's talk about that, right? YMC has had to put out multiple statements, officially and on fucking fan cafes, telling them that, like, yo, you are fucking up and you are fucking this up. You're fucking up opportunities for other fans. Like, we are going to, at this point, start canceling shit. And that's what they've done. They've started canceling photo ops and handshakes and all kinds of other things because these people are fucking crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, like for example, it's just like the moment you see the dude come out, and like he just straight up like he just pushes the security back and like it pushes the members back and like X's out like nah y'all ain't getting this photo line. We're going around. Like y'all fucked up. This is y'all's fault. Like he straight up tells them, no, this is your fault. We're done. We're getting out of here. Because y'all fucked up, y'all ain't getting shit. We going around. like
y'all fucking they're crazy and they're psychotic and like and YMC is doing the best that they can, right? You can't control the fans, right? There's only so much you can do, and they're doing the best that they can. Like this other article says, is like they're having to threaten these people at this point and being like, yo, start acting right in the streets, like, or we're gonna fucking like
y'all can't get back into fan cafe and shit, like some nonsense, like the canceling photo ops, the having to remind them to fuck up, like things like and like other messes, like them trying to impersonate other groups' fans, and like having to be called out on. It's like they tried to get in there and like, and when the manager like asked like, yo, whose birthday's coming up? Like, yo, like they had to be like you're making group managers be gatekeepers. Like it used to just be that, oh, you're a fan of, like for not used to be. It's always been, it probably always been an issue, but like it's ridiculous. Like it's hilarious in its sadness. It's like you almost, if you were a member of this group, you almost don't want to be part of this group because like this is
a mess. Crazy.
Like,
it just be crazy.
It's crazy, yo.
Like so I, you know what, man, I want to give a shout out to Petey because the lineup of these stories flow so well right now. So let's talk about the flip side of this, right? It could be worse, right? So now we're talking about rabid crazy fans, right? Let's talk about just crazy psychotic, some crazy psychotic motherfuckers out there, right? And you gotta give these motherfuckers credit though, right? Like, so one of the sister groups of or no, this isn't the sister group of AKB. This is isn't the other one? I can't remember at this point, dude.
The competitor.
I'm so far removed. So one of the members of SKE48 was on the show where she was talking about receiving gifts from fans, and how on the outside it seems very like friendly and loving and caring and like fans wanting to show support. But then she's like, yeah, except for the fact that sometimes I have to smash these things or open them up, like getting stuffed animals and then having to cut them open to check for hidden camera devices, or looking at things and finding jizz stains on them. Like it's fucking great.
Sometimes the stuffed animals have stains on them. ... Like whitish colored stains. It's like,
yeah.
Like, oh God.
It's good shit. It's good shit.
It's like it's the classic. It's disappointing, but it's not surprising. Like Wotas be crazy, man. Wotas be fucking crazy. We have somebody that we have mutual friends with, AW Brawler, who's a cool dude. Former, I think he used to be on a couple times, or either frequently on Anime 3000 with DJM, but he's friends with Deej. I don't know how he can identify himself as an American Woda and be proud of that. Which I understand. I'm not gonna hating on it, but it's definitely in something I wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, I mean, some people take kind of as a funny thing in a sense, but yeah, no, it's no.
I have to accept that. Except I said that, but they also willingly call themselves otaku. But I think that's an extension of that.
I mean, for a long time, I also did that too. I called myself an otaku, right? Yeah. Like, and you kind of almost take it back as a sense of pride, you know, like yeah, I'm an otaku. I'm super into this stuff. So it. Weird as it may be, there is weirder shit, and sometimes people just kind of take these things as like, no, it just means I'm more of a fan than you, and it means, and then you have to look at them and go, no, it means you're fucking crazy, and I think you should stop using it because it's not meaning what you think it means in that context. But yeah. So let's a little bit more about Japan.
Yeah. So this is actually a little bit more cool. This is a little less. This could seem like it's another like those fans thing, but this is actually cool. And this is actually honestly, I want to tie it into a couple of things. As something that I think should happen more in other places, but let's talk about this. Japanese idol event stockpiles free deodorants for fans to use before shaking singers' hands. Bam. Word of God chiming in on this. Recent request for better idol singer fan hygiene prompts preparation of nearly 50,000 body wipe sheets. Japan has been experiencing an intense heat in the second half of August, with daytime highs in Tokyo hitting 36 degrees Celsius or 96.7 degrees Fahrenheit. It's fucking hot. And temperatures hardly dipping below 30 even after the sun goes down. Against this perspiration-producing backdrop, I love that, Kaori Matsumata, a member of idol singer unit SKE48, recently made a public plea for the group's fans to step up their hygiene by making sure to use deodorant when coming to the group's meet and greet handshakes. Like, y'all, use deodorant, motherfucker.
I mean, if you've ever been to an anime convention or any big convention, like sometimes they'll throw like deodorant and things like that in your grab bags, and it's fun. It's silly if you're not the person who smells, but then if you are, you'll use that. You'll use that. Not but for real though. You'll use that.
And they had like all these like I don't know, I'm just reading an article. They had all these like set up, and everybody can have them. It was a specific brand that kind of had them with their name and everything like that. Which reminds me of last year at TwitchCon, which was the coolest thing. Old Spice had the receptacles all throughout the convention center on both floors, full of those little like mini deodorants. I don't have them nearby, but like the little mini swagger deodorants. That and said like, "Yo, grab as many as you want, as you need. Just grab them all and use them." And I think this is something that should be at every convention. Old Spice or any whoever wants to be the one should go to a convention. Pick your several conventions and just do that. You don't even have to be like one per person. Just you go nuts and just say, "Hey, have all of them." Like, I think this should be at every convention. But yeah, this was a nice thought. This is a nice consideration. It was just nothing meant. It was nothing mean meant. It was just a nice way to say, "Hey, it's hot out there. Use some deodorant because you're gonna sweat a little." And also, it was a good idea for Gatsby, the providers, to get a little promotion. So, all in all, a good idea. I applaud.
Yeah. I do as well. So like, it's definitely something like don't take it to heart. It's just it's a well thought way to promote a product and also be like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Remember, take care of yourself. You about to meet your idol. Don't come up. Don't show up wrong. Show up right.
Show up smelling right and smelling good. Yeah. Speaking of things that smell good, kind of. I don't know.
We were doing so good. And then you did that.
I don't know. I can't function without doing something silly. Brings us to the end of another fantastic episode of Hallyujuku. A good quality, solid episode. Try to have less hiatuses from now on.
It was travel season. What the fuck do you want? It's travel season. It's still actually kind of travel season. Still got some more travel coming up, but yeah.
Speaking of TwitchCon, we still got TwitchCon coming up. But we'll try to make something happen for that at least. But yeah, Kaz.
Yeah, baby.
What do you got going on?
So right now, Sports Odds and Ends, sportsoddsandends.com. Go check that out, please. It is a sports podcast for the mitigating sports fan. It's not for your hardcore sports fan. It's for everyone else. We talk about everything from esports to traditional sports. Myself, JVZ, produced by the one, the great DJM, a name you have heard before. And I have fun doing it. I love doing it. I love any space that gives me a chance to just rage about sports, even when I'm wrong, or rage about esports, even when no one else knows what I'm talking about, because someone out there does. And it's just great. It's great. It's gotten me into esports a lot more. And I'm so excited and scared for a lot of things that are coming up in esports because of it. So definitely go check that out.
I'm looking forward to when eventually I will invade that podcast and just start yelling about the Heat and the Marlins.
Yeah.
And then just run away. But yeah, go check out that. Also, we hear a little bit about our travels. You can also hear about those travels, I believe, on Two Nerdy Black Guys, and on a couple episodes ago on DKG Welp. If you want to hear a little bit more of our travels in Vegas.
Yeah. Our
stories.
Vegas travels, how we almost stole a car, all those good things. Great stories. Great stories, man. Yes. Fucking all those Kia Souls look so fucking like, man. Had a
white
different
Kia
fucking
Souls.
texture. Had a different texture or something, man. Jesus.
Damn it. It's
also, people, lock your doors. Lock your fucking doors.
Lock your doors. You're gonna when you're out there shopping at Michael Kors, drinking your coffee, press the little lock button on your remote.
Please.
It honks. Just do it till it honks. All you gotta do, just press it till it honks, and then you're good. That being said, you can find all this stuff. He's at King Kaz. I'm at PD Rave. The show is at Hallyujuku. It's on rebelli.net. You can find that and other shows, including Record Breakers. We should be. That was another show that was affected by travel days, but we should be back pretty soon with some Kaminsky talk. We're going to talk about some synthwave.
Baby. Ooh, baby.
Well, didn't I tell you? Don't you know?
We're talking about Outrun. It's going to be interesting. Look forward to that episode. But you can find it on rebelli.net, recordbreakerspodcast.com. You can find this show all over the place. Subscribe, like, share, do the things. Until next time.
Straight, doctor.
Hasta los huevos.
Fighting.
Give it to me straight, doctor.